Linguistic landscape refers to public signs which contain information that orientates people, as well as symbolize the status given to different languages. Top-down signs are produced by the authorities and usually follow official language ideologies, whereas bottom-up signs are produced by individuals and reflects the public's language ideologies. Ben Raphael suggested that people consider 4 different perspectives when designing signs. Using the principle of presentation of self, a sign creator highlights a contrast between himself and other actors. Using the principle of good reasons, a sign creator appeals to the audience's taste. Using the principle of collective identity, a sign creator uses identity markers to build ties between the actor and audience. Using the principle of power relations, a sign creator relies on regulations by actors with greater power. In recent years, Singapore's bottom-up signs have gained attention from researchers. Shang and Guo, as well as Shang and Zhao, investigated the language use patterns on shop signs in Singapore's neighborhood centers. They found that bilingual signs are the most common, followed by monolingual signs, followed by multilingual signs. Most signs use English, which the researchers suggest is due to its status as a lingua franca. English-Mandarin Chinese is the most frequent bilingual language pair, which the researchers suggest is because Chinese comprise the largest ethnic group. Signs that include Mandarin Chinese mostly use the traditional script rather than the simplified script, which the researchers suggest is an expression of identity. Lastly, Malay and Tamil are rarely used even though they are official languages. Lim Gruber studied the stall signs in Ghim Moh Hawker Centre, but he focused on the contents of business names rather than the languages used. Moreover, the existing studies on Singapore's bottom-up signs are largely dependent on the researchers' subjective interpretations, with little attention given to the perspectives of the creators and consumers of bottom-up signs. Our study aims to address this research gap by examining the use of languages on hawker center stall signs, as well as finding out the views of stall owners and customers. In doing so, we will uncover the language attitudes among multilingual Singaporeans in the heartlands. We will adopt a mixed methods approach to study the stall signs in Old Airport Road Food Centre. We'll be finding out the following. What are the languages preferred on hawker center stall signs? What are the factors influencing the choice of languages on hawker center stall signs? And lastly, what are the factors influencing customers' preference for languages on hawker center stall signs? Old Airport Road Food Centre was opened in 1973, a period when the local government attempted to license and move the many thousands of street hawkers selling food on pushcarts into indoor open-air food centres. This food centre has become famous as one of the best places to indulge in affordable local cuisine. The Singapore government is currently applying for UNESCO heritage status for Singapore's hawker culture. Culture encompasses many things, including the linguistic landscape. As such, today we'll be looking into the different languages that local hawkers use in their store signages, as well as the public's perceptions of them.
你选择使用华语是因为你们就平时就是讲华文啦。
对。
你是否知道为什么你的老板娘选择使用繁体字？还是因为你们那一代人只会繁体字？
就是我们那一代。
所以那时候你们是没有学简体字啦？没有啊。
可能我们是受英文教育也有可能是因为我们是教徒，然后我们 attend English Church。所以是刚好是说一个很偶然的机会，在教堂我们 normal 的 Sunday session， then just somehow we got a prompting, hey, move out from your comfort zone, which is we are in school, we will guide you all the way. So 刚好是说那个 message 一直 for a few weeks.
Because we think it is traditional, you know, if you are selling traditional food, you should follow the Chinese tradition, which is coming with a traditional language. Yeah, just like how your parents give birth and they give you a good Chinese name with a lot of meanings behind.
So if that's the case, it's traditional. If traditional is your target, then may I ask why do you choose simplify and not traditional script? Because you know Chinese has traditional script also. Do you all consider that?
No.
No. 除了你会说之外，为什么你用英文放在你的那个？
一定要的吗？你中文有中文，英文有的人不会看，看英文，有的不会看中文。
你选的那个 Hin fried 好饭，那个 Hin 是潮州话还是福建话？
潮州拼。
就你选这个是因为你本身是潮州人？
对。
啊，你是潮州人。然后为什么选那个繁体字而不选简体字？因为通常这里新加坡是用简体字嘛。
哦，因为放都是照以前的。
照以前啦。
以前的字放哦。
是用繁体字啊。就找回以前的根啦。
对。
传统很重要啦，对你来讲。Why do you choose to have like Arabic on your store signs besides Malay and English? Yeah, because we saw Arabic.
Some Malays, not Muslim Malay, they really want to confirm it's a halal food.
So
没有 special 原因啊，就是刚好我们拿到这个招牌是168，因为我们想被那个 characters 那个数字有点 similar to our numbers
就听起来也是比较好啦，
比较容易，人家也是容易记啦。
但是为什么不选择用那个简体的那个发呢？
没有，这个是有笔画，我们有算笔画。
算笔画是不是因为那个风水啊什么的？
也可以这样讲也可以这样讲因为我们算笔画，你刚好那个我的女儿的名字叫所以我们就用so called
就是放个名
字上去刚好她的那个笔画刚好有我女儿的
那个巧合啦，
然后我就放那个instead of 那个和的
你们就放那个简体字是放那个 menu 那个简体字，是因为你们是受的教育是繁体的还是简体？
受的教育有华语
那你们学华文，你们以前学华语的时候，你们学的是简体字还是繁体字？
简单的
写简体啦。
简单的
那为什么会加英文呢？是不是因为方便一些不会看？
方便那些年轻人
年轻人
还有有些中年老一辈他们也是英文教育
对，
翻译一下英文也比较好他们也比较容易看因为有时候华语有些人不会好像有时候这边Airport 也是很多 foreign 来他们也是看英文的看英文的，他们很少看华语的
所以看到你们招牌上就选择使用简体字还有英文，有没有什么原因？
因为这个罗家是什么种族都可以吃
对，
就放比较能够容易认的啦。
那你们放 Arabic 的原因是因为方便嘛，来走路通包过来。如果你有机会换招牌，你会不会选择加好像比如加英文加马来话就方便更多的顾客看到，会吗？
应该不会换了啦，我们这样老了。
所以还是
马来话我也是可以讲的。
但是你不会考虑去加其他语文啦？
不会的。因为我们都是传统的东西。
平时顾客群是什么？平时顾客群多数是华人呢，还是？
华人多，马来人也多。
那平时他们就不会受这个影响了，他们主要是看这边，因为这英文啦。OK，
我们看会明白了。
那如果能够加其他语言，好像加英文的话，你们会不会选择考虑这样的事？不会。
不需要，因为这些咖啡的顾客都是大众
所以你们顾客群主要是华人啦。
华人比较多了，外国人有几个他们经过这里这样就来喝一下咖啡
对，咖啡。
因为我们是住在新加坡的，我们的生活都是新加坡的。
所以你觉得那个华语是代表你自己啦？ 你们这群人啦。
我们这个是老招牌。
如果你有机会，你会不会考虑放其他语文上去？好像例如放个华语翻译你们这个名字？
不会。
不会啊？为什么？
因为一个 advertisement 是说尽量放一个比较简单一点，你放太多字，
就眼花缭乱。
他们也没有那个 patient 读完。
对。
因为这个是，所以我是尽量说make it short and sharp.
So if given a chance to change your store sign, would you ever consider changing it or adding an additional traditional script down there?
No.
No, why not?
Because we only come up with this name, then after that we didn't talk much about simplify or not simplify. Yeah.
So it's because it's already part of your branding.
Yeah.
Will you include other languages like say Chinese or Tamil besides having the ones that you have right now?
Because my customer use all Chinese.
So you mainly target Malays and more Chinese. Oh,
English speaking.
We can see the thing lah.
Chinese are English speaking.
那如果有机会去改你的招牌，你会不会选择好像加一个英文名字，或者是加其他语言上面？
应该不会啦，
不会啦。
as English 和华语就好了。
以后如果马来同胞不再会看阿拉伯文，那你们会不会真的就不考虑传统，然后就 accommodate 他们新的一代吗？会不会啊？
应该不会啦，还会保持啦。
Have you observed like the store, like all the signboards, right? Like what kind of languages do you guys see? Chinese. What else? English. Anything else that you observed? That's all. Okay. So why do you think like the store owners chose to use Chinese and English as like the choice of language for their signboards?
It's the most commonly spoken languages.
Most commonly spoken languages. Okay. Anything else?
More people understand the language.
More people understand. So it's for the customers to understand more. Do you observe anything about the store signs, like the languages that they use? Okay, so most of them are like Chinese and English, if you realize. Yeah. Why do you think like the store owners will use like these two languages mainly?
I guess because of the people who stay here, the demographics, because there's a lot of old people. So I guess there's a need for Mandarin definitely. And I guess for English also because I realized there's a lot of working adults. So yeah, I think that's the main reason, I suppose.
Do you guys observe anything about the store signs here, like regarding the languages being used?
Okay, very often in English and I suppose Chinese. Pretty much so. No other languages. I mean, the Malay stores will probably have some Malay words. I don't know about the Tamil because
I've never seen a stall with Tamil signs.
There's no.
Never.
Yeah. So why do you guys think like the store owners actually chose to use these two languages mainly for their store signs?
I mean, because they're more Chinese because it's the most widely spoken, and English for everyone else.
Yeah, and I suppose for maybe Malay people, they will not eat at these stalls because they may not be halal, so they will only eat at halal stalls. So Indian people I think will still eat if they are not
Muslims,
religiously Muslims, or they're not like religiously. If they've got religious issues with it, so I think that's the reason why.
Have you like noticed any language choices on the different store signs?
It's usually English and I'm guessing Chinese.
Yes, correct. Why do you think like the store owners chose to put these two major languages on their store signs?
Why do I think they put it?
Yeah, your own personal opinion.
I guess everybody here, there's people that speak different languages, so obviously they're gonna have different languages or different
Alright, so it's
writings.
basically for the customers to understand what they're selling.
Right, yeah.
Let's say you guys had a choice to choose to have a sign, to like change any signboard here lah. Would you choose to change their language, like maybe use maybe add in Malay or like Tamil or something, or do you guys think that like that is fine?
Tamil and Malay is okay because for our Tamil and Malay races, they also carry the
sign.
Yeah.
If you could change anything about the store signs here, or like keep it the same, do you think you will do anything? Like maybe add a language or remove a language, for example?
feel like having 2 languages is more than enough. In fact, I feel like now that you point out, I realize that not all stores have 2 languages actually.
Some of them are only in Chinese or only in English actually.
Yeah, I'm okay with it. I think it's good enough.
If you guys could like change the store signs or like maybe add or remove any languages, do you think you guys would do that, and what? No?
Because it's Singapore. It's either Chinese, Malay,
Or English.
Yeah.
So you guys like, since you speak Tagalog, do you think like we should include maybe a mini?
I think they should include various like languages now.
So what kind of languages do you think they should include?
First of all, like obviously like English, Malay, Chinese, Indian, in others.
So the main 4 languages that Singapore is official to lah.
Yeah.
If you guys could change anything about the store signs in this hawker center, will you guys do anything? Like maybe add a language or remove a language, or?
I think I would make it clearer, because half the times you can't even read. It's very difficult to figure out which stall, because the writing for this one, you see, is so small. Unless you're right there, you can't.
Especially for us older folk, we can't see properly.
We need big letters. So clearer signage.
Yeah, clearer signage. Sometimes the signs are very busy. So okay, this is aesthetic more than anything else, but I find them a bit busy.
Alright.
Yeah.
Then would you guys like maybe add a language, or you're just fine with like that?
I'm okay with it. You know.
Yeah, okay with it.
I'm alright with it.
Alright.
I don't know whether anybody else, Indian people will.
I think if you have English, that serves the purpose of everyone who cannot read Chinese.
And I think it's
so
kind of, to be honest, it's kind of busy. We have everything in 4 languages to be politically correct. You know, so and I think, like I said, for the Muslims, they probably won't eat at these stalls anyway because of religious reasons.
If you had a choice, do you think the store owners should like include or remove some of the languages from their store signs, or do you think it's fine?
I think it's fine.
To answer our first research question, we took photographs of the stall signs in Old Airport Road Food Centre and counted them. Bilingual signs are the most common at 89.9%, followed by monolingual signs at 8.8%, followed by multilingual signs at 1.4%. English is the most common language as it appears on 98.0% of the stall signs, with 100% of the bilingual signs and 76.9% of the monolingual signs containing English. Mandarin Chinese is the second most common language as it appears on 91.9% of the stall signs, with 99.2% of the bilingual signs and 23.1% of the monolingual signs containing Mandarin Chinese. Among the bilingual English-Mandarin Chinese stall signs, Mandarin Chinese is the most common preferred code on 92.4% of the signs, English is the preferred code on 5.4% of the signs, and English and Mandarin Chinese are equally preferred on 2.3% of the signs. Among the Mandarin Chinese stall signs, the simplified script is the most common at 44.9%, followed by the traditional script at 31.6%, followed by a hybrid at 23.5%. Malay appears on only 0.7% of the stall signs, while Tamil is completely absent. Arabic is visible on 2.0% of the stall signs. To address our second research question, we interviewed some of the hawkers. The Singaporean Chinese hawkers mostly speak Mandarin Chinese, Chinese dialects, and English to some extent. The Singaporean Malay hawker speaks Malay and English. The hawkers mostly choose languages that they were educated in and that their customers can understand. The hawkers also choose languages that reflect their ethnic or religious identity. The hawkers mostly do not want to change their stall signs as they believe the current language choices are sufficient and form part of their branding. To address our third research question, we interviewed some of the customers. The customers mostly speak English and their mother tongues to some extent. The customers believe that English and Mandarin Chinese are most commonly used in the stall signs because they are the most commonly spoken languages in Singapore. Although some customers suggest that the 4 official languages should be used in stall signs, others are comfortable with the status quo. In conclusion, Ben Raphael's principles, such as the presentation of self, good reasons, and collective identity, could be seen to be in play in the decision-making process of the hawker stall owners when naming their stalls. In addition to these principles, Education also played a huge role, as most of the stall owners' language choices were mainly influenced by the education they had received growing up.